I'm Khadro, and my favourite, or the forms of media and art that I pursue, is writing. I'm a poet residing in Wellington. I also do photography on the side as well, and I do that for fun and for myself mainly. And I dabble in long and short fiction. I started with longer form fiction. So I used to do a lot of short stories and letters. So like I wrote a lot of letters to when I was younger. I wrote a lot of birthday cards to my friends, and I used to really enjoy that. And then I read like books when I was younger, like Harry Potter and all that kind of stuff, and I really loved that like fiction world. And I lived a kind of a mundane life. So I was like, oh, I'll just escape through my writing, you know. But then as like I got older and older, my writing got shorter and shorter, the time that I could spend writing because of study and life. So I turned to poetry. As I got older, I found poets and writers like Toni Morrison and Maya Angelou and Octavia Butler. A lot of black writers, female black writers, just really inspired me to like write my own truth and really step out. And yeah, I think it's important, my presence and being black in Aotearoa and being able to express myself. It's not something a lot of people can do, and the fact that I can do it as I am, it's important for me. Yeah, imposter syndrome is like the worst enemy for me, especially like I always say this, especially as a woman of colour. I always feel like I don't know if I'm the right person for this. I don't know if I'm even a writer. Why do I call myself a writer? What the hell, what am I on about? I think to myself, as a woman of colour, I have to be the best of the best. But Pākehā writers can be very average and do well. So I try really hard to be like, okay, it's fine. Like, I don't have to be perfect. Stop holding yourself to these impossible standards. You are a good writer. You are a good photographer. You can do this. Going into the space that is very, very like Pākehā dominated, it is a little bit of an intimidating space, even more so for people of colour, even more so for women of colour. But I think the important thing is like remembering that your voice is important and like just write because you love it and nothing else really matters. 3 top tips to get over writer's block. 1 is word vomit, just like write and just don't stop. Just keep writing. A second one is word sprints. So I like always text my really good writing friend Ronia, who's awesome. I told Ronia, let's do this thing where we try and write a poem a day for the month of Ramadan, which is 30 days. So I forced myself for 30 days straight to just write, like whatever it was, and that really helped. And the third one is to read, like just reading other people's writing, reading, going back on my own writing and being like, whoa, past Khadro can do it, I can do it too. The piece of writing that most inspired me was probably a piece by Maya Angelou called Letter to the Motherland. The writer that I am now, I think I owe a lot to Maya Angelou and Toni Morrison as well, who like I love so much for being these like amazing women of colour who like I aspire so much to be like. Yeah, it's really hard to be able to write your love for where you come from, especially being a Kiwi, because I was born and raised in New Zealand. So this weird detachment that I have from my homeland. So I try really hard to like connect with it in any way that I can. I don't know, I think like the world's my oyster at this moment, but I try really hard not to seclude into myself, and I have these massive blocks, and a lot of that comes from writing for other people and writing for an audience. I have to just keep reminding myself that I write for me and women who look like me, and that's it. And as long as they're happy, it's fine. And the minute you start writing for yourself and you know putting yourself on a page, people really notice. And I think people like authenticity. And that's just what I want to keep doing forever.